Okay, I run a artist developmental brand for underground artists who are like independent and want to grow themselves and get to a career with their independent artistry. And that kind of coincides with like what I'm doing on my main channel of like showcasing my journey and like the ups and downs of my shit so that I can like also utilize that to then directly help more artists like in person. That's what I've been doing for a couple years now, and I haven't done one of those events, and that's the events has been like dead in the water for a good year now. Um, because of multiple reasons, but mainly just because like wanting to figure out how I can make it this like the most beneficial that it can be for the artist for sure. Yeah, and just making it make sense. So, yes, I want to get that shit back going as well. But what's critical is to just have like feedback and like other perspectives, especially from people who've been there for like a long time and like support and are part of the brand as well. So that's why today I have Kurotaro here in the building. And I want to pick his brain about shit with UD. Like if you didn't know, Kurotaro is an artist as well, and he was at early UD shows and has been like one of the most like prominent people coming out of UD and like in UD. So yes, definitely wanted to pick your brain on like different like upcoming things that I have planned out on like the return. Not returning on like a event aspect, but like more like returning on like a trying to. Well, I mean, I already ran by like ideas of like different certain events and like membership stuff and certain stuff for the
Okay.
thing. But yeah, if you want to introduce yourself as well.
So, um, I guess I'll keep it brief. So, I'm Kurotaro, multifaceted artist on all counts. I work with sound, I work with beat production, I work on vocals, I songwrite, I put out my own music. As far as direction goes, I don't have a consistent direction. I just do shit sporadically.
Nah, but yeah, we gonna get that shit together at UD.
Absolute. Absolute. Honestly, I'm more than with it.
But yeah, so I look so different without my chain on.
Mm.
Um, so like, yeah, so just some backstory, well, obviously did like 38 or so. Well, I don't even remember, but 38 or something like that
It was 38 shows.
at Me Locker in Montclair. So that just started as like shows, just giving underground artists like an open mic and like this feature artists too, and just a way to really perform and get this shit out there really. And that just grew into something huge, especially like the marketing that I did for it, specifically targeting and like speaking to like, hey, come here and be supportive and support like-minded creatives and artists and stuff, and let's build up each other and help each other get to the point where we want to get with our careers and stuff like that. So that really helped create like cultivate like a movement, a community of people and artists who really wanted to help each other and support each other. And my main goal is to like, get this shit towards like helping each of the artists like actually make a career out of it as well. So um what I want to now move into is like doing just more in-depth shit because we did a lot of events and stuff. That's really it. But I mean, I try to do more like uh career coach and stuff like that throughout the events, but the event don't have to be the only thing. Like we could do like other different things like in the studio, and that's why I wanted to have been building up the studio to be like a hub for like everything. So um I was running the idea of the memberships
Mm.
by you as well, so
Uh,
that we can have like ongoing things going on throughout the studio to actually encompass that developmental aspect, not just doing shows to where you're just performing, but it's like still shows, but just like the stuff in between is the whole thing that makes like the show like that's like just having just basketball games and no practice. Like
yeah.
being on a basketball team is no practice at all, just game, just scrimmage. It's kind of like word, that's cool, but like it's if we really want to get to like I want to see artists get into like going from like 2,000 to 10,000, 20,000 over the course of like
Yeah.
6 months of like working together and shit like that. So like that's really the goal of it. So, and just having mad different like skills within that as well. So I want to know,
What's up?
think from you, like, what do you think would be some cool things to have access to utilizing like the studio and shit, like for UD, um, to have for like inside like a membership. Um,
Hmm. So, hmm. So like, I guess I feel like you should. I would love for you to elaborate more on this question because you could literally add anything for real. But I would like to know, like, oh, on what aspect. So it could be not only beneficial to the artists, but also give one a resource of some sort to help them, I guess, elevate their platform and their following and their community.
yeah. Um, I guess more in the sense of like, stuff that you think that, well, obviously our biggest demographic is like independent like musicians, but
Yeah.
I think it could fit other demographics as well. But you know, just stuff that really would benefit what creative need, like, whether it be, since we're already doing at the studio stuff to actually learn how to create, but
Yes.
I think the UD would be better, um, to like have classes like, uh, not classes, but I guess it would be like segments of time to be dedicated to like say rehearsals or
Oh.
um specific classes of mine that I would do of teaching like branding and content and stuff like that.
Yes.
And like uh I was thinking of having like some kind of weekly like just get together networking kind of stuff too. So what do you think would be the most beneficial, like say even for yourself, like
Yeah.
that you would want to like, because I'm trying to think of stuff to have as inside of the UD membership.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess for like, I could say a multitude of things that would be beneficial for this. So I guess right now I would love like, I guess like like a little seminar or class on like how to like effectively put out content, but not just for the sake of doing it, but with a sense of purpose. Like
Mm-hmm.
what's my mindset is if I'm gonna post content, like what is the message behind the content? What is my intention behind posting that content? And also how is it going to help me in the long run
Mm-hmm.
in terms of sustaining myself for my music career?
Yeah.
And another thing maybe too, I guess, not that struggle with writing, but it's like maybe, just maybe we could have like a little songwriting brainstorm session, I guess, of some sort. So
Mm-hmm.
one can help another like come up with I guess lyricism that can not only be impactful, but also in a way where it stands out to where the common consumer or listener can be like, oh, I've never heard someone say this before in a song. It kind of sticks with me. So it would then translate in the long run to where people are now sharing this song to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like all trickles down from there.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying basically like content that also breaks down like the like content that also like delivers for your like music and stuff like that, like the
Yeah.
reasons like why and like
Yeah.
who it's for and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Like definitely. Yeah, that's what I want to do in terms of like just having within like the classes I want to do, just talking, just getting into that and just the brand. That's basically like
Yeah.
branding aspect and like the marketing of like making it so that people are actually the content's actually doing something, just knowing even what the content is doing and what it's for as well. And that's something that I like heavily got in my bag as well from doing the studio content, because it's like certain piece of content is specifically to get clients and like artists to book like sessions and stuff, and certain pieces are to build community, some pieces are to like get people more invested into like the meaning. So it's like different avenues and aspects just based on like the marketing, exactly like what you say and shit like that too.
Yes.
So definitely we can definitely go into that heavily within like those classes. And then like songwriting classes and shit too.
Yeah.
That should be so, as you said, so would it be a class or would it be like everybody just getting together making
I would
songs?
say both could be beneficial
Yeah.
because, like, what I've noticed with myself, especially after doing music for so long, I've like kind of like hit my peak in terms of like my songwriting, and it's just been slowly starting to get more stagnant to where I'm like kind of running out of ideas as to what I want to say and what words to use. And this goes without saying, I'm not illiterate.
Mm.
It's just like, how is this gonna fit into the song? How is this gonna fit into the flow? And how am I gonna make this message a lot more impactful
Mm.
while also at the same time like not trying to be no Dr. Seuss type of rapper? Like,
Hmm.
take a look at like Ice Spice for example. She'd be fucking saying nothing,
Mm.
but yet there's just she has a very big target audience, and that's a lot of like younger Gen Z women.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not trying to like lean towards that direction because Ice Spice kind of already filled that role. The goal here, for at least for myself and like maybe the vast majority of people who are trying to make it in music in a serious level, we're trying. The goal is to try to find our own pocket to make ourselves successful and be known for ourselves, as opposed to like, oh, he sounds like this artist, he sounds like that artist, he
Mm.
looks like this artist. The goal here is to make it in a way where everybody makes it authentically and they are
Yeah.
known for being their authentic selves.
Yeah. So that's also you're saying like it'd also be beneficial to have like the everybody like writing songs together and shit too.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that could also be like a specific kind of like thing like songwriting. So is that like a collab? So would that be more like a collab night or like a more of like specifically like songwriting event?
I
Because
would say more of a songwriting event because collabing is one thing. Like you're writing songs like people are writing songs to hop on one little song together. I would say for like this context, it would be more of how can I improve my lyricism and how can I improve my delivery
yeah.
for my own creation, but
Mm.
also getting a little bit of insight from other people who are highly expertised on that medium.
Yeah. No, for real. For sure. Yeah, I think that's so like songwriting
And
event like
I
is
want to
definitely
add on too, like especially with today's day and age when it comes to like quote underground artists,
yeah.
a lot of them from what I've seen, a lot of them are cookie cutter lazy writers.
Mm.
But I mean, they blow up because I don't know.
Probably well, probably a lot of artists don't even write at all.
Yeah, that's true. But I like a big example of like a lazy-ish artist, too slimy.
You giving names.
Well, he's up there. He's up there. So it's like he blew up for like having like mediocre ass songwriting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best songwriter myself.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean I'm gonna go out of my way and take bars from other songs.
Mm.
Like I'm
No,
gonna still write however I want to write, but also at the same time I want to still improve on that
mm.
because you know music can't stay the same. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, oh, sounds like something he did like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
type of thing. And I feel like a good factor when it comes to like blowing up as an artist. It's not only the content, it's not only how you carry yourself, it's the art itself that you create.
Yeah,
And I've learned
absolutely.
that
Have
the
have
hard way.
the art definitely has to be really good. So what you're more like leaning towards like events that are more in depth on the like making art with people with other artists type.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's one of the things. One of the things.
Mhm.
Like I don't want this to be the whole main focus because I know blowing up as an artist includes a lot of different mediums, a lot of different factors,
Mhm.
and so many different elements.
Mhm.
Like it's insanity. But I guess another thing I would think would be beneficial for like I guess classes sense, I would also I would also include like a personal brand type of class.
Mhm.
And I will get into the reason why. I took a personal branding class within the last semester of my college. And I've learned a lot, but there was just I guess a few hiccups that I've had here and there. But definitely what I've learned in that class is that you got to have a mission statement. You got to have a um not mission statement. You got to have like what I forgot what it was called, but just like an overall objective of like your brand, what it is, who you are, how you carry yourself.
Mhm.
I've learned that even like through any means of like entrepreneurship, a personal brand is definitely an important factor when it
That's
comes to that.
everything.
Because I've seen a lot of artists make music, but they don't necessarily have like a personal brand.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's um because I want to do like the weekly classes and then just have like basically like different bit my shit would be kind of just all around like artists or creative just development class in general, but most of it's going to be around like personal brand for real because like that's really the baseline foundation of everything. Like that's the GPS of knowing where to go with certain shit, how to um essentially like what kind of shit to make and just like how that can like really propel like what you're doing. So yeah, I'm also writing that down, but I'm also making that like um part of like the overall kind of like class. I'm just taking notes on like it, but it's an overall like class I want to do. But yeah, heavy like that's what I've been thinking of is really the first classes doing just based on figuring out what's everybody's brand, like doing that deep dive on that because it's kind of like that's really the first step of it because then you can start now understanding like the content. I mean, really, you can take it from any way, but I think I like it starting out from the brand
Yeah,
because then
nah,
like just understanding what it is that you're doing, like who you are, like what just everything about the actual brand itself in that sense, and then just going from there to see what steps you want to take.
yeah.
I don't even know if I want to make it like a creative brand, like creative development class or artist development, because I mean,
I would
it,
say both kind of mean the same thing. The only difference is that there's going to be some people pursuing a different passion.
that's what I'm saying. Like, because I mean, if it's other people pursuing a different passion, I would want it to be more of a creative, but it's gonna be more artists, like musicians, regardless.
Oh
But
yeah,
like,
a
I
thousand
also
percent.
just think that like, um, it all goes into the same shit. Like a lot of this shit, like we could be talking about a fucking coffee shop. It's literally, it's all the same kind of principles of like the branding and the marketing and trying to whether it's getting somebody to fucking become a supporter and buy products and listen to your music and buy shirts and all that shit, or buy fucking coffee. It's all just a matter of just running through that branding. So and just going down that basically that fucking waterfall of getting people to be supporters and be like actual like customers and supporters of your like fans of your shit. So
Mm. Oh, to add to another previous question, I had to look up what it was. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose.
mm,
Well, they don't have to exactly write it down, but they gotta like at least kind of have that already jotted down in their mind, like
mhm,
um what it is. that said creative is trying to achieve or their intention behind their personal brand. But
Mm,
anywho, you
yeah.
could continue.
No, yeah. That's the shit that makes up their identity and shit like that. Like what people remember. Um. So is that do you think there's anything else? Like what about like well in terms of like community, like I was thinking of doing like a
Okay.
well I was thinking of having that maybe or maybe not because that might be too big at some point, but I was thinking of doing like well, I was already thinking of doing like a studio creative meetup like weekly
Okay.
in a sense of like I'm thinking of stuff that could help build community. And I think the aspect of UD where it was even if you wasn't performing, you're still consistently seeing artists and networking and creating friendships and shit like that with those people. I think that's like really beneficial um and creates community. So maybe even pairing that with UD and having like that both be like a or even just having UD have that just on its own, just like a ongoing like creative meetup. Because I feel like just even the studio, I feel like that might be already big enough for the studio. But do you think? What do you think about in terms of like community kind of events and stuff?
So yeah, I think the creative meetups are definitely a good way to start
Mm,
for sure. Cause with UD, I know your intention is to like grow together in a creative endeavor.
mm,
So the creative meetups are definitely a great start for
yeah.
sure. I like cannot I don't think I can personally add more to that as of like right now. But
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Facts. Yeah, no, I definitely wanted to see what you
no,
thought about
absolutely.
that in a sense. Yeah, because I
Absolutely.
think, yeah, just trying to complicate that more is probably too much. But I think that would be the only kind of thing that's like, well, I don't know, maybe that's the only thing, but something that I want to have for like, if you're a member, you can come to every one of the creative meetups.
Okay.
But in terms of like other events, that's where it gets kind of more, uh, especially with teachers and stuff like that. Well, specifically with the studio, because I'm really the only teacher that I can see for right now in terms of the studio. I'm probably gonna I ain't gonna be teaching forever now, but I don't know. But I don't really I didn't really think that far ahead of it yet. But um, yeah. Is there any like other things in general that you think could be like cool shit to have like for a part of the UD like uh membership that would be beneficial to like any artist or like you yourself as well?
So I would say too, for like a class aspect or like a seminar aspect, maybe learning how to make EPKs would be a pretty cool addition to that. Cause I've studied the music business for a minute, and EPKs are definitely an important thing that for you to have, especially when it comes to like submitting your stuff to like labels. Well, that's if you even want to get signed. Submitting your stuff to labels, submitting your stuff to like radio, submitting your stuff to booking agencies, etc. That
Mm,
would be an important factor to have, like learning how to make EPKs.
mm,
And for like I guess a physical aspect, maybe not to be on some wrestling shit, maybe learning how to promo ish in a sense.
mm,
Like if we're talking the show aspect, people gotta know how to talk.
yeah,
Like
facts.
I won't lie, I'm kind of like in a similar predicament as like Ricochet right now. Not to throw a little wrestling reference, but
Mhm.
I can't talk shit on the mic for shit.
Yeah,
So it's like I'll be saying whatever, but it's like I'm not really getting over with people. Like I'm
yeah.
sure I'll admit I'm a prominent figure UD, but I wouldn't say I'm like completely over per se. Like I'm
Yeah.
just there. Like I've been there, which is cool, and I'm grateful to be there, but I'm just there.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a lot that goes into it for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, it's definitely a lot that goes into it because like yeah, I mean I think a lot of that also could be helpful with doing a lot of the uh rehearsal guided rehearsals
Yes.
and just to be able to basically I don't know how I want to do it but maybe just like everybody you just do like have turns or some shit and I have like myself and just like other people could be there just to give guidance and like different like tips and shit and that also being like that might be something that should be like really prominent also I mean I don't know because that's not really the biggest like I don't know. I think everything should be a hefty, a good amount, even amount,
Oh yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Because, but I definitely do think heavy on the rehearsals and heavy on the like content building and stuff like that, and even like making the music and shit like that too. But
Oh, absolutely.
like I think similar to how UD was a great way to get practice and get reps. I think now a lot of rehearsals like guided rehearsals and shit could also be that as well, because
Yeah.
especially when it's peers there and you also have somebody giving more of like guidance. Like I didn't really do too much of giving guidance on the performance end from UD. Like I'm more as though let people just do their thing and like figure out their own shit on that end. I was figuring out my shit too, so but I think especially at this point it's more guidance and like hey like maybe look up more or maybe like say more stuff in
Yeah.
between or just like give like good and bad stuff that they can be improved on because yeah that's mad beneficial we all just trying to grow and get better and shit like that
Oh yeah, a
um
1000%.
and
Um,
just like in a way that's like it's very important to like um I mean, I do see myself in certain instances of like if I'm cool with the artist and we have like a dynamic of me saying like some shit that's like kind of playful or
yeah.
whatever about the say something about the performance like it's some play. But in terms of a lot of artists, I need to keep that shit like very chill and professional, especially if we're streaming certain shit
Oh
because it's
yeah.
like if I'm telling somebody notes on like they're doing something on something they could improve on like that I could see that being taken like the wrong way or some shit so
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but also you gotta look at it like this, Kurt. They're here and they're in this community because they wanna get better at their stuff.
yeah
There's no other way of getting better than not to like than to like I don't know how to phrase it, but like pretty much giving at least some
coach
form
and
of decent constructive criticism is
yeah
definitely a key.
absolutely
I mean, you don't have to be so like harsh on that, but
Mhm.
it's like you gotta be like, hey, this is good and all, but I feel like you could do X, Y, and Z a lot better. I feel like you could add this to your performance. You could go about it in your own way, of course, but you got people got to be coachable or of some
Yeah
sort. And
absolutely
as far as like I wanted to mention before, as far as the promo thing goes, I feel like this could also apply to like when it comes to like making content too, especially like if they're making videos that aren't like lip sync lyric videos.
hmm
I feel like learning how to talk is definitely a key. At least for myself, I'm not media trained for these, so
yeah and that's important for like interviews and different shit that just artists have to do just in general. And that's it's also really good to just be able to, you're gonna have to do shit like, hey, I'm performing here and here such and such and just like even if people want to be more like uh vulnerable or behind the scenes on camera and shit like that, just expressing more of themselves and
oh yeah.
stuff like building more of a world of shit behind them, then that's and super important. And it's also just like it makes it easier when you have people now you have to be more social and more sociable with people and like actually have to talk and uh be on camera doing certain shit like that too but yeah I definitely yeah it has to be more guidance based more um I guess more structured in that way of like helping more um get artists to that point. I think that's going to be way more beneficial, and even just being able to pull in bigger people as well. I think will also be really
Oh,
cool
a
because
thousand
that's
percent.
especially as like the shit gets more like popular as well. Like even like the streams and stuff like that too. Like that's just gonna make it so that we're gonna have access to way more bigger people, and it's we're gonna have way more access to bigger people, and big people gonna want to like be teachers and shit like that. So that's gonna be beneficial, and then people are gonna get more than like support from seeing them and the journey on the stream, and then you're gonna be able to see people's like ongoing journey and shit from seeing them consistently on the streams and working at it, and I'm gonna be like pulling up people's shit like, oh, like, yo, you ain't posting nothing in like 2 weeks and shit like, but like the opposite of that, because it's gonna be people who are gonna be under that, but the opposite of that is gonna be like instances when like, okay, now this person now went from that to now they posting 2 times a week, like have been posting like a bunch throughout a couple weeks and have grown a certain amount. So it's like both best of both kind of um but just the overall like growth aspect of it. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure I gotta make sure that like people are the right people for that for real because I can see that going all type of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but also you gotta think of it like this. Like, I feel like then the right people will naturally come. It's just a matter of like who comes in and then who ends up dipping. They
Yeah.
stay, it will prevail, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolutely. Yeah. Just seeing that, actually, I'm mad excited just to have that. Just seeing that, even like with just the concept of what was the class yesterday, I feel like that was a great like seeing of what it could be and like really perfecting like a lot of the formula of how we can actually get that going. Um, what's how you think we should do like shows and stuff?
so as far as shows go, that's a very tricky question to answer. But I would say like, hmm, I would say definitely make it fair as possible. Like book artists, but like don't overbook the same artist is what I'm trying to say. Because otherwise that ruins momentum and it's gonna be like it goes from peak and then it just stays like this.
Right.
Stagnant.
Mm,
The goal here is to keep going up. Sure, there's gonna be dips here and there, but it's like the ultimate goal from what you have told me with Underground Developmental, you're trying to scale that upward.
yeah.
So I would say for shows, definitely do like I think you had a pretty cool idea when it came to like main UD shows and then pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a wrestling fan, I can kind of I gravitate towards that personally, but I think
Right.
it's pretty cool. Like where you can have like regular main shows and then you'll have like every artist, but then you'll have like the special event show where like the kind of like a PLE type of thing where you have like one big artist in the show and that's gonna create massive pull, but also kind of give you an opportunity to get more community.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be like, oh, but we also have memberships and such where you could learn X, Y, and Z, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
It all funnels down from there.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that because I'm also thinking like um That would be sick to have like weekly show that, but I don't think we can maintain, especially at the beginning. Definitely not maintain that.
Oh yeah, no.
Um, I feel like once we have our own like spot, yeah, or if I could cut some kind of crazy deal with this place, but um, yeah, I mean, I do like that. It's just hmm, because I feel like the smaller shows could be. I mean, either the OUD format where it's like open mic and what's it called, or just the whole thing is just open mic, and then based out of like, because I'm also thinking of incorporating maybe as a member or some memberships like you can have open mic slot every month or some shit like that,
Okay.
so that you can literally get the full kind of like everything you need as an artist, like the whole like development kit essentially, like of like you could classes and rehearse and um maybe that could I don't know, maybe we could, or maybe let's keep that separate, but potentially collaborate that with like studio time with this studio in a sense of just like to rent the studio for like recording. Or I'm just trying to make an overall kind of like everything artists need to actually grow and like get somewhere. So um no, yeah, it's kind of tricky in that sense because then I don't know how we'll even go about booking the people for the feature artists. Um, but I'm thinking the feature shows should be like, if it's like a pay per view type shit, I think like, hmm, I really don't know. It could be because it could be a lot of different. It could be a lot of different things. It could be like certain like open mics throughout the month, or like certain shows that we put certain people on, or like maybe having mostly open mic and a couple headliners, and a couple headliners are like people who are in the community or members who are like growing, who are like actually utilizing like what they're taught in here and actually pushing their shit out there, and then maybe picking a couple people from an open mic or something like that, just to give open opportunity for everybody. But even the people who just want to perform or just have that opportunity just to continue to perform can still be on the open mic. Because it could just be open mics regardless, and anybody could just sign up. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking people who are in my direct class in the sense of maybe like a couple people from each thing to make it fair. Like say my handpicked class, like the like what we was talking about, like artists uh who I'm trying to all be in the same kind of thing and be on a rocket ship, and that's all be like streamed. And then there's classes where um it's literally any member could be a part of the classes. And then there's an open mic. So I think maybe like the general class could have like two featured, the main kind of specific class could have two featured, and like open mic two featured, and then have like 6 person shows like for like pay per view kind of thing, or something like that, or like three each, or some. I don't want to make it crazy big, 'cause then just have everybody have a decent amount of time and shit. But so yeah, I think something like that, something similar. I don't really know, but I'm just spitballing shit right now.
I get it. Um, I guess yeah, you had the right idea for like the featured artists and like whatnot. But I feel like my personal take, you gotta add value to it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think from what I've been seeing, especially with the first season, I mean, I was guilty of this too, but I feel like almost anybody can get a featured slot.
Mm.
So that I wouldn't say was necessarily a flaw per se, but it was like, oh, it lost its value.
It lost its value.
Like of like attaining like when I first came through, I was like, oh my god, I want to get this featured slot so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, I could just ask for it, and then I'll get it. A good vote.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not
This was
word.
like season 1, mind you.
Not word. Fact. So okay, so you're saying like it's good to now have it to where it's like, um, it's you got to actually work your way. You got to prove yourself essentially.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Yeah. I mean, it should really. If we're doing it like it should really be more based in like I think it should be then maybe like more are picked from the like general classes and stuff because that's more proving yourself versus and then like maybe like less maybe like two or so or like one or two from the open mic because you still have a chance of that but like giving more to like the class and stuff because they're going more above and beyond to like gain more like audience and stuff like that maybe but I mean I do think shit if somebody's coming to the open mic and really killing it and like doing shit outside of here then that's also like fire and I think that that's also like having that access but yeah I mean I think the open mic is going to be a hot commodity so it's kind of like it's more artists who want to just perform than actually take it fully seriously
Yeah.
so it's kind of like especially if the open mic is jumping so that's not like I think is going to be very competitive in that sense.
Oh yeah.
But I also don't want the competitive nature of it to make it lose the supportive aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because then I don't want to make it then like, oh no, he was ass. I was better. Just because
Nah,
niggas want to try
nah.
to get a fucking feature. I think
Yeah.
supportive should also be a part of it too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if you're just coming to perform and then dipping, then maybe that's less of a points
Oh yeah.
towards like being a featured because kind of like showing the full spirit of a UD creative. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. What you think is like a good amount of thing to like come back like have going? I mean, maybe off the rip, maybe off the first month, just having like classes and then like just doing the membership stuff leading up to shit at the end of the month or like the next month. But what do you think? Like, what would you like to see as like what would you like to see and be a part of? Just overall in sense of beauty, like amount of shit going, um, price of shit, thinking that like it's an acceptable like amount that's like feel like it's like a respectable like word like I respect that this is this amount and stuff like that you know what I mean
Yeah.
yeah like what do you think is like good numbers all around and just you like to see at a UD just in general
So I so in terms of like out of UD, I would also hmm. I don't know if we covered like the streams.
not really not too hard not too heavy
Yeah, because I would love to see like more stream type events where the members can come in and depending on like the main medium of the stream, it gives them like an opportunity for like screen time, even putting their own reps in, and even everybody has an opportunity to get their spotlight one way or another, whether it's through what they say potentially, like what gets the whatever gets the internet jumping, skyrocket.
hmm so basically like similar to what we were doing in like season two with the streams
Yeah, but
where
I
we're
would
just
say add more structure to that next
yeah
time.
no absolutely
'Cause I do not need to be staying till 2 in the fucking morning.
no neither do I'm not going to be that's why I think like yeah that would definitely be good to have because even I don't want to run myself too rampant like that's why I'm also thinking of like maybe having other also like hosts on that shit too. I definitely want other hosts on events like open mics and stuff like that. But I also don't want to like. I also want to continue to show face and be like doing certain things. I don't know. Maybe if I have more help with people structuring events and doing stuff, and I just come in and host like have it more of like a hosting thing. Then
Yeah.
shit, we could do open mic every week.
Yeah.
That's valid. Like I'm just treating that shit like it's like a hosting gig. That's word. Um and yeah, but hmm, I lost it. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about like streaming events.
Oh yes. So what would like so it would be a lot of mainly just like we see it like more as like talking or more of like just talking mixed with like doing like other shit like making music
Yes.
together and like
That.
yeah like
That.
just doing like
Yeah.
different kind of shit. Okay. Yeah, I was that's what I was also thinking of maybe having like classes followed by or maybe we should just have it different. 'Cause I was thinking of maybe classes followed by the streams. Because in those streams, who's now allowed to be in those streams? I
Hmm.
think
I
that
think
should
that
be
that's members exclusive. Members exclusive. Or
true.
handpicked people that are like invited. Cause like hmm. Cause if we're talking in terms of memberships, it's gotta be like, oh, we're doing this streaming event, but you gotta be a part of our membership type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because that could be a recurring kind of just a recurring stream. And I could even get like even somebody else to because I think that would be cool to have a general one where any member can be a part of that. I don't want to be the host of only because that's too much. Because I want to do maybe maybe the thing I do with the handpicked should be a combination of like sometimes we're doing classes and sometimes we're doing other shit
Yes.
where we're like making music or we're making content or we're just doing just different shit like that. And then like potentially having that like general kind of any member can be a part of its streams. Yeah, I think that could be pretty cool. That could be pretty cool. Cause I mean, yeah, now I'm thinking of it like I don't want it to just be all classes with that group. Because then it kind of defeats the purpose of actually now we should actually do shit with this knowledge and this information, like create together, make music together, um, just chill sometimes, hang out and just talk. Like talk to each other, like just make like cool different pieces of content. Um what was the note just now? Um, what was it? Create like what was what did we just come to?
Create. Damn. I lost track too. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, I'm gonna need to get a pretzel.
I think it
I'm
was
on an
like
empty stomach right now.
I feel
Well, I had breakfast, but I didn't have lunch because I came straight over here. So
yeah. I woke up and I had to wake up and slide
it
sit
was
here.
like,
Uh,
don't mind me, Chop.
I think it was like the have the handpicked does classes and streamed other shit. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Um, yeah, I think that's a cool like mixture as well. I don't know if I'll hmm, maybe I don't know if I'll stream the maybe I'll just stream my angle potentially of the classes the member only classes. Hmm. That may be a good difference. Like having the actual member only all member classes being streamed directly to, say we had like a UD website and
Yeah.
it's streamed directly to that website specifically for other members. And then as well as, especially if like maybe certain people wouldn't want to have, might not want to have all that shit out there, but I could also just have the angle just to myself,
Mm.
just to, for other members to have that access and to just earn more independently, like trying to create more income stream for stuff independently so people around the world could tune into like the lessons on there. But as well as just having like the I think the more handpicked and hand selected ones could be streamed on like Twitch and YouTube and like go
Yeah.
out on like YouTube and shit like that. Cause yeah, to have that difference. Because I assume it would be harder to get everybody more together every single time too. So I don't even
Mhm.
know how that schedule will like work either. But we could figure that shit out. Is there anything else that you
Hmm. So I would say too, if we're gonna go like very deep, maybe kind of like how to allocate our funds towards our career. Like we could speak to like
right,
maybe a person who's good in like
finance?
marketing, what we could do, like maybe for potentially like spending money on ads for music.
Mm,
But that's kind of like maybe later down the line type of thing.
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's one of the first things, in my opinion. Like, well, not really, not heavy on ads, but like more heavy on like the. What I think the first kind of allocation of money should go towards is like something to, well, a UD membership, because because then you get a bit of everything. But like
Oh yeah.
what's it called? Like a setup for your business, like a
Yes.
like a like whether it be for the studio, we have the website, so where that is like the main hub to where we can earn income, or for like musician, say that like, I mean, at the very bare minimum, all platforms, but heavy on the, I'm trying to have every student on some kind of direct to consumer, because that's the real business like alignment, as well as like, especially if you do content now, one of the direct to consumers could be like Patreon, but like heavy on like the even, or what I got, like the rivet of
Right.
like, yeah, just having like that having that ongoing, that more business model to earn that ongoing income. And that's literally what I'm doing now with UD, creating a better business model of it with like the memberships and shit. um okay, so yeah, for sure, because some of those might cost some money,
Yeah.
for sure, because like a website with UD, that shit gonna be like $300 a year.
Well, it
um
depends on what you use.
I'm going straight to Wix, straight to Wix.
Wix. I mean, hey, it works.
And I just learned it with the studio shit. Um, stream to all platforms and eight classes and other making music and shit. Okay. Um, just to wrap up, we'll wrap up here around like an hour. So like, what's it called? Like, How do you think is a good things to start out? Like, should we start out with just like doing? I mean, one of the first things I'm gonna do is start out is just like putting out these videos of like creating um the what's it call it um like behind the scenes of stuff one by one. Probably gonna put this out on my shit and collaborate with UD.
Fuck yeah.
Um, but what do you think would be a cool first thing to go out? Like the
I'd say maybe a creative meetup or even like an introduction to like when you eventually launch the membership, stating what you're offering, what comes with the membership, etc. So that way people know what they're signing up for.
mm, that's fire. So like what I saw when you just said that was like a basically like a essentially what we did yesterday in terms of the setup of the cameras and an event with like me kind of it could be open to people, but it could also be streamed and it'd
Yes.
be like a upcoming announcements of UD event.
Yeah.
Um to where people could also watch on stream if they can't come to the
Yeah.
I think that would be really fucking cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea for sure. That's like a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah, no, I love that. Um, um, and what's it called? It and you could always take credit because it's gonna be on my shit.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know it's gonna be on your shit, you know.
Um, so basically streamed announcement event. You know what would be more engaging too? I should start like putting like my docs like on a little box here and just like type my notes so that it should be like more engaging instead of
Yeah.
just sitting here and fucking streamed announcement event um of upcoming UD. Yes. Yeah, that'd be fire because then you could introduce like everything that we're basically like, oh yeah, that's like some Apple shit. Just like
Yeah.
basically like introducing everything that we got coming up, which is gonna be like memberships and classes
Yes.
and events and shows again and all types of shit um to have this going on for sure. Yeah, that would be super cool. I'm super excited to do that. I want to do that ASAP. I just get it. It's just a matter of just getting all this shit together for real.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be exciting though. You think it matters? Does get it going like? Well, I mean, I want to at least have an announcement on the summer, but
Okay.
like, you think it matters to like get going like start doing this shit this summer, or should we just
Well,
take some more time?
we're in the middle of the summer, so I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't pressure so much on the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like afterward,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe September, maybe a little bit after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to really give it some time to like cook for
Yeah.
real. Yeah, because I think that's really be the best. Because I don't know no type of shit that's going. I mean, there really isn't no type of shit that's going on. Like,
Yeah, no.
so that's why I'm like, that's why I'm even like, damn, like, if I put this shit out, then I'm in a super rush because then they're gonna be like, oh, word, take the formula, secret formula.
Secret formula like a Krabby Patty.
I gotta have this nigga sign a no disclosure agreement. Um, but yeah, okay, cool. Do you have anything else? I mean, obviously, if you have
Honestly,
more shit, you
we're
could
in the
always
introductory
text me.
phase, so as of right now, I feel like this is a good standing for right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe later down the line when this actually happens, I could then add more. Because it's all a matter of like retention. It's like It's a matter of traction and how many people stick around and the results, but you never know unless the experiment starts.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Oh, so okay, so one last thing. So,
mhm.
um, uh, so where do you think the it is at now in the sense of like because I know you said like do you think you still have the community there?
So I feel like I'm not gonna get into it, but there's just a lot of division as of late. There's just very big disconnect. At least on my end, but I can't really speak the same about you per se.
Hmm. In
So
terms of like division from like certain people on this way, or
yeah,
just like
essentially.
hmm, hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's always gonna be people who I feel like I don't really know. I feel like more to me, I just feel like everybody's just kind of more as though in their own bubble
Oh yeah.
and just really just doing their own thing. And it's like I feel like people sway, like different ways and stuff like that.
Mm.
But I also think that like it's there's so many people in the state and in the world and shit like that. That it's kind of like most people just have no idea what we're even talking about.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like I feel like we just gotta. And I do think that's definitely a present thing, but I just think we just gotta move with the right intention and the right like kind of way, and then just like who's the right people who like align with what we are going to align, and it's like and that's natural, like everybody is not supposed to align, and like that's I feel like in most a lot of that is just like people just not aligning and just going with people who more align with their values and their morality and mentality and stuff like that too. So I feel like we've cultivated a very specific type of artist, type of independent artist, not just any independent artist, which was more like what it was before, but now it's more as though it's like that's not our shit. More of this like independent artist who's really genuine and mature and has good values and morality and good head on their shoulders and like really wants to help support and look out for one another and like really
Yeah.
just great values like and supportive and just like great people of artists, and that's really something that's like substantial because yeah, so I feel like you know that's not going to be everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're that, but they're not. So, um, it's just you just gotta just uh push out, it's just so much more way to go with it. But I do agree with that for sure. But I don't think that's at all in any way to like once upon a time I looked at that as like a deter, but I don't feel like it should deter like nothing. Like nothing at all, to be honest. Um Yeah, for sure. Um, there's so many people who are on that wavelength that we still have yet to even reach.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like there's so much, and everything just happens for a reason. So, um, does that deter you at all? That's
Oh
like
no.
a
No.
type
I'm
shit.
just like pointing it out like, okay, this is happening, but it's whatever.
Word. Um, does that give you any concern about like UD or anything like that
Eh, not really.
type shit?
I was just curious. I was asking on like a curiosity standpoint.
No,
That's
yeah,
all it
yeah.
was.
No, yeah. No, yeah, man. Yeah, I think like yeah, you know,
Mm.
um, you can't like. I think it's also really good to have it to be like if you have everybody on the same wavelength, on the same mentality, on the same grind. It's like what I've realized is really not about just having a lot of people just for the sake of having a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of them people aren't the right people. A lot of them people, you look back after the fact and realize that, like, oh, that certain people were actually holding it back,
Yeah.
and certain people were actually kind of there as like not really pulling weight, or like really like more there for themselves or than what the whole movement, the actual meaning of it is. So it's kind of like, it's not all just about certain people will just want to just have everybody, where there's no morals, and then like you kind of your demographics just kind of just all over the place, and it's harder to lock everybody in and get shit together and really grow. So yeah, so I feel like it's just getting back on track with just like mapping all that shit out, but just with a way sharper and more aligned kind of mentality and viewpoint of it for real. So I'm super excited.
Hell yeah. I can say the same.
Yeah. It's still bit of ways to go with me in terms of just getting my own discipline in order, because I don't want to start doing that shit and then like I'm late to shit and I'm missing shit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, so that's what I'm still trying to get in check, as well as with the studio. But you get into that point of like, okay, where you can now start implementing like these things, and even it could be even beneficial to myself as well in terms of my career. So yeah, I think that would be pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yep.
So I think that there concludes it. This is I did one of these a long time ago, but didn't really. I think you was also. I don't know if I recorded. I don't remember, but uh, but yeah, I'm gonna continue to do more of these behind the scenes videos of like starting back up my underground developmental series.
Yeah.
Yes, get if you want to, make sure you comment in the comments just any ideas that you may have. I am a man of the people, so let me know what you think, and hey, your idea might just on daggone be on in the events, and or not events. I gotta stop saying events, in the what would you call it, brand,
Movement.
and yes, oh, that's beautiful, in the movements. So yes, sir. Thank you guys for watching. And make sure you check out Kuro on the Instagram and the web.
Yes. So
Thank you so much.